Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks very much for being here this morning. How much time are you and your colleagues wasting here? You've got to get the appropriations bills done. I mean, it's already been, what, 2 months that you've gotten nothing done here.
Well, we've gotten the majority of the appropriations bills done, but we've just got to move them through now. Let me say this. It is incumbent upon us to come together and pick a speaker. Republicans are right on the issues. They're right on the border. They're right on the debt. They're right on the military. We have the answers that the American people need. But we've got to get this process done. It's up to Jim Jordan. He is the speaker designee. It is his right to go for another vote. We have to see if we can get everybody together. I look forward to him being speaker. He is a good, conservative, solid man that has done a good job. I've worked with him closely. He's my friend, and I certainly am committed to that. If he decides, and that's up to him, if he decides that he no longer wants to go forward, I think there are other capable individuals in our caucus that can do this. Patrick, he's a great guy. He's doing a great job. He has done what has been required of him, but he doesn't want to be speaker, and this has been thrust upon him, and he's a speaker, quite frankly, now that doesn't have powers. So what I'd like to see us do is support Jim Jordan. If for some reason Jim decides that he's not going to go forward, then we have to find somebody in caucus, and we have to support that individual.
Well, California Congressman Mike Garcia says Jordan is considering increasing the cap on state and local tax deductions. In order to win over some GOP holdouts, the proposal would double the deduction limit to $20,000 for single tax filers and $40,000 for married couples who filed taxes jointly. The Journal is reporting that Jordan may be trying to woo some New York Republicans who earlier this year blocked that GOP tax bill from advancing unless they got something on salt. This is something you're interested in as well, right?
New Jersey has the issue as well. It's an issue in New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, quite frankly, in all the areas along the East Coast particularly, and other areas as well, but that have high property taxes. And because they have these high property taxes, this is something that they seek. And if that is what needs to be done, that's something that we can work out. But, Maria, I want to emphasize, the world is looking at us. We need to move forward, and we must elect a speaker. We have the answers. Now it's time to make these answers reality.
You're right. Tiana, jump in.
Congressman, I need you to help me make it make sense. So Congressman Gates blows up the speakership in the name of fiscal responsibility. Now, this increasing the SALT deduction cap from $10,000 to $20,000, which might I add would not only undo a signature portion of President Trump's Tax Cut and Jobs Act, it would also cost an extra $54 billion just through 2025. That in the name of fiscal responsibility, you know, this is a tax cut, overwhelming majority for earners making over $250,000 in blue states. Why should red states be punished for blue states being unable to balance their tax books?
And that's the perpetual disagreement with this. Look, we need to keep the Trump tax cuts in effect. We also need to start working our way towards a balanced budget. And, you know, Jim Jordan has pointed that out. We've gone forward, and if God help us, if we do need to have another extension and we need to go forward with that, we need to have at least some sort of a cut in any kind of extension that we do. That's important as well. So I get your point, but we've got to come together and we've got to work this out. And if that's what it takes to get a speaker, then we need to move forward. Jim Jordan's not going to commit to anything that's wrong. He's not going to do anything that's wrong. Again, I've worked with the man for a long time, and he is focused on what's right. But all of this is so necessary. You know, I heard you talking about Israel. All of what's happened in so many parts of this world are due to this administration's weakness. It started with Afghanistan and the way that we left it. It continued with the fact that the minute Putin started making noise, which he did under the Trump administration, but Trump said don't even think about it. We wouldn't be thinking about sending more money there. We shouldn't spend more money there. What happens in Israel, and now he's trying to appease the Palestinians. I'm going to tell you what I think. I don't think we should be getting any refugees in our country. We cannot do that now. We should block any more immigrants coming from Palestine. We need to. Now, as that push, moving them from the north to the south happens, there's going to be increasing pressure. And my God, what did we do in Iran?
Yeah.
Look what we did. We stopped the sanctions there. That put billions of dollars in their coffers to enrich uranium, put billions of dollars in their coffers to go forward and fund Hezbollah and to fund Hamas.
Yeah, and
this is all wrong. That's why it's so important that we get a speaker.
Yeah, you're right, and people are wondering what is the motivation here. Were you at the Capitol yesterday, Congressman? More than 300 pro-Palestinian demonstrators arrested at the Capitol yesterday. The group swarmed the building, the Capitol building, demanding a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. At least 3 people have been charged with assaulting a police officer. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, I can tell you what happened. I mean, they filed their way in. They, didn't even ask for a permit or anything to do that. What they did is actually illegal. And, it's First Amendment rights for them. God help us if a conservative Republican group wanted to display any, have any kind of a rally there. They would have been arrested. There would have been an investigation. There would have been a commission. Here's the real deal. We in America have certain forces, particularly in our universities, our colleges, the Democratic Party, who are not willing to do the right thing and say that this is not part of the American ethic. It's not part of what we do in the United States of America.
Yeah.
What happened is wrong. And what happened to Israel, we have to stand shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
We have to let Israel do what it needs to do. We can't let this continue this way. And it's important that we don't undermine or tie one arm behind their back.
Yeah,
I'm sick of America being weak.
What about this? New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez not attending an all-senators classified briefing on Israel yesterday. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman posted on X earlier in the week, would it be awkward to attend a classified briefing on Israel when you've been accused of being a foreign agent for, say, a country like Egypt, asking for a friend? He's obviously trolling Bob Menendez, Congressman.
Oh, he is. And so, the Democratic Party's scared. Their polling isn't good. This could be the first time in 50 years, half a century, that we literally could get a real senator in New Jersey, a Republican senator that's going to stand up for blue-collar working values. New Jersey is a place of hard-working people.
Yeah.
And we need to have better representation. And he should have been registered as a foreign agent, and he shouldn't have been doing that when he was working with Egypt as a United States senator. There's something allegedly very wrong there, and I think that obviously this is going to be investigated. It's about time for a change.
Wow.
Again, we need to be strong. We don't need senators that aren't able to go to an important intelligence briefing because they're so weak.
Congressman, thanks very much for being here. We're going to keep a spotlight on all of that. Good to see you. Thank you, sir. Jeff Van Drew joining us this morning. And stay with us. We'll be right back.